Hello, my name is Mike and I'm here to tell you a story. The story is about the level of a B-2 learner. So if that is more or less your level, then get ready for an interactive story. Interactive? What does that mean? It means you not only listen, but you also participate. So, are you ready? Wait a moment, I didn't hear you. Are you ready? Exactly, you are participating. Then let's go. So this is a real story, a true story about me. Is it about my uncle? Is it about my sister? Who's it about? Exactly, it's about me. And it happened to me when I was 17 years old. So when I was 17, my favorite sport was skiing. What was my favorite sport? Good, you're listening. So one time I went up to the mountains and I was skiing on my own. That means I was skiing by myself. I was skiing alone. I was skiing on my own. And I saw a beautiful jump. Now, you have to understand, when I was 17, I was a daredevil. A daredevil? What does that mean? It means I liked to take risks. It means I wasn't the safest person you can imagine. You know, pretty much a typical 17-year-old. So I love to go fast down the ski slopes. That's right, the place where you go on a mountain is called a slope or a run. What are they called? What are the two names? Exactly, a slope or a run. So I love to go super fast down the ski slopes. That was how I had fun. So I love to go fast and I also love to jump. So on this particular day, it was getting towards the end of the day and I saw an amazing jump. So I want you to imagine the mountain. Yeah? The mountain was a steep slope. It wasn't flat, it was, did you hear the word before? Exactly, steep. It was a very steep run, but in the middle was a track. Yeah, a tractor or a big vehicle goes across the mountain and makes a nice flat road for beginner skiers to go down. So what happens? If you have a steep slope and then in the middle you have a flat track that crosses it, well, it makes a fantastic jump. So imagine the run that I was on had a flat part and then just after a very steep part. Perfect for a jump, right? And so what did I do? I waited on the mountain high above the area where there was a jump. Where did I wait? Did I wait below the area? Did I wait on the area? I waited exactly high above it. And I watched to see if there were other skiers going down this run. Because of course, I couldn't see what was on the other side of the jump. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to land on top of somebody else. That would really be dangerous. So I waited there for about 4 or 5 minutes. And when I was convinced that there weren't any skiers on the other side of the jump, I decided to make my move. But I couldn't go yet because imagine the track that was going across the slope had beginner skiers going across it who were very slow and vulnerable. So I waited. I bided my time. Do you know what bide your time means? This is an advanced expression that means to wait for the proper moment. To bide your time. So repeat, bide your time. Good. So I bided my time until there were no skiers coming. And then I started down the mountain. Now there's one thing you have to understand. On the other side of the jump, it was a very advanced slope. It was very steep. And what happens when you ski down the mountain, you turn, right? Many people turn and they create these big mounds or these big bumps that are called moguls. Yeah, this is a mogul. Yeah, so normally what you do is you ski in between the moguls. And when you ski in between them, they get bigger and bigger. What happens to them? Do they get smaller and smaller? Do they get hotter and hotter? Do they get happier and happier? No. What do they get? Exactly, bigger and bigger. So I knew that these big moguls were waiting for me on the other side. But I thought, hey, no problem. I can just do something called spaghetti legs. And spaghetti legs is when you lean back a little bit and you relax your knees and your legs just go and if you're not going too fast and you're good at spaghetti legging, you can survive. You can survive a hill of moguls. So that was my plan, to spaghetti leg, to fly off the jump and then spaghetti leg down the hill across these moguls. Not very intelligent, but wait till you hear what happened. So, I saw that the coast was clear. I had bided my time and the coast was clear. Wait a moment, you don't know the coast is clear? Oh, this is a great expression when it means that there is no danger. If the coast is clear, it means you can go ahead and take a risk. Yeah, there is probably not any danger. Probably nobody is going to catch you. So imagine, I started my skis down the hill, and as I went down, I started going faster and faster, getting more and more speed. And then I hit the flat part, and sure enough, I shot out over this enormous mogul field. Now, I don't know how far I flew in the air, but I can say it was definitely 10 meters. And for me, it felt more like 25 or 30 meters. But I don't know, it's one of those moments where time slows down and you lose a sense of reality and everything becomes bigger in your mind. So I really don't know how far I flew. But I was flying in the air and I landed smack on top of a mogul. And both of my skis went pa-choo! And I tumbled down the mountain. But fortunately, I didn't break any bones. Not only fortunately, it was almost miraculous. Miraculous? What does miraculous mean? Exactly, it was almost impossible, almost a miracle. It was so incredible. And so I landed. Where did I land? Right on top of a frog? Did I land on top of another skier? No, I landed right on top of exactly, a mogul. And I went, what was the term I used? Were you listening? Did I go running down the hill? I went tumbling down the hill. Well, anyway, I got up, couldn't believe that I was okay, and chuckled a little bit. Chuckle is to laugh. To chuckle. So I chuckled and I went to go put on my skis, shaking my head thinking, wow, I am sure lucky to be alive. And so when I went to put on my first ski, I saw that the binding was completely destroyed. The binding? The binding is the thing that holds your foot onto the ski. It keeps it in place. Well, it was destroyed. Was it broken? Yeah, it was broken. Destroyed is another way to say broken. Yeah, if it's destroyed, well then it's also definitely broken. So yeah, it was broken, it was destroyed, it was shattered. And so I said, well, no problem. I can ski on only one ski. And so I went to get my other ski, but when I went to put my boot into my second ski, the binding was also completely shattered. So what could I do? Well, I simply put my skis on my shoulder and I walked down the mountain. And it wasn't a short walk. Imagine I was wearing heavy ski boots and I was walking in snow. And I had to walk almost a full kilometer to get to the bottom of the mountain. So I had a long time to think about how incredibly stupid this was and how lucky I was. And it was an important moment for me because I realized, whoa, maybe I should slow down. Maybe I should be more careful. And from that day on, I think I learned an important lesson. Wait a moment, what kind of a lesson did I learn? Exactly. Did you hear the way I said important? Yeah, repeat, important. It was an important lesson. Good. Because I learned that, okay, I'm young, I'm strong, but I still have to be careful because I'm not always going to be as lucky as I was that day. Okay, well, I hope you liked this story and see you later. Hey, whoa, too close. Sorry about that. Well, if you liked this video, please considering liking it and subscribing, and or subscribing and liking. I can never remember where the buttons are, but I'm sure you can find them. And remember, every day you are getting better and better. Bye-bye.